Hi, Nicole.
Hey Kashif, how are you?
I'm good. Thanks for asking. It seems like there's only a couple of us and no one else is joining, perhaps.
Good timing
Oh,
because I see now Rian joining.
who?
Hello there.
All right. Yes.
If you're feeling lonely, I can help you fill up the numbers.
Yeah, thanks a lot for joining.
Where are you based out of, Kashif?
I'm based in Finland.
Amazing. So must be already getting cold out there.
Autumn is on the corner, but surprisingly, it's quite warm still. So
Okay.
no complaints.
So it looks like you've been there for a long time.
Yeah. I've been here for a long time now, almost 17, 18 years now. Came here for studies
Okay.
and then just stayed here. Yeah. How
Very
about you?
nice. Yeah, I'm based in Austin, Texas.
Okay, yeah, at least I can see it from the background.
Yeah, just loud and clear.
Well,
Yeah,
well,
so I've been also been here for 17 years.
I'll be visiting your town in 2 weeks' time for a team meeting.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Ah, that's nice. Yeah.
Which one? You're talking about Finland or Austin?
No, Austin. I'm going to Austin, Texas for
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
a team meeting.
You have some time, just catch up. We can have some coffee or something.
That would be great. I think it's going to be a packed week. I'll arrive on Monday and we have meetings every Friday. I've got a little bit of time, which I have a specific thing that I want to go tour. My son is a CNCF machine programmer and one of the most popular YouTube CNCF shops are in Austin, Texas, the Titans of CNC.
Oh,
And
there you
so I'm
go.
trying to organize a tour to go see the Titans of CNC and their workshop and get some swag there and so on behalf of my son.
Hey man, I'm learning something about Austin from I didn't realize something like that existed in Austin, which is a good thing to know.
Oh, they do awesome stuff. They do actually aerospace quality machining in right there in Austin.
Oh, okay. I will keep an eye out. I've been here for 17 years, as I said, and there are so many things I had to learn of what's happening around in Austin.
Nice.
Hello, folks. How's everyone doing today?
Hello. Good. How about you?
Busy, but good. So busy, but
Can you
it's good
host
busy.
Dylan?
Of
The call?
course,
Okay, it would be good because I need to drop in 20 minutes or so.
not a problem. Let me just get some notes going here. All righty. So quick update. One of the things we're essentially kind of working on right now is we discussed and reviewed the charter PR. The leadership team and the tech leads kind of reviewed it for kind of editorial, like nitpicking kind of format during our leadership meeting last week. And we updated those kind of formatting updates to the PR and have asked the TOC to review. It looks like it has been put up for a vote. It was approved by Angela. And so it looks like It looks like we had some review comments from some of the people at the TOC, specifically Emily and Ricardo, but they were only minor nits, on hyphenating, expanding some scoping concerns with workload foundations. So we've made those changes. Let me just check through here. Yep, looks
For the
good.
sake
Looks good.
of recording, would it be okay to share your screen then?
Yes.
Or
Let me go ahead and do that. Okay, so update from last time. Kashif, it looks like we pinged the TOC about last week. Angela approved it yesterday. We have an active vote going. Quite a few votes already. And then just some minor nips from Emily and Ricardo. The one from Emily was just about unhyphenating cloud native, and Ricardo had a comment about clarifying in the tag where scheduling and batch falls into. So we might want to consider adding it to how to scope and point to workload foundations. It's very similar to a conversation we had around kind of, where's this first one? Clarifying the difference on the compute side. I think this is where Ricardo was kind of pointing out same concerns here, where we're trying to clarify for compute. We share this with workload foundations, where workload is more of the container runtime, scheduling, batch, and we're focusing more on the lower level kernel hypervisor level primitives that underpin those layers. So that's where we're at now. Looks like we addressed those review comments and committed those back up. So we're just kind of, essentially waiting for more votes and reviews. That is about it. At least from agenda, getting the charter kind of moving along. One of the things that I would like to kind of bring up, and I'm happy to kind of field more topics from folks in the meeting, is maybe talking about some of the possible initiatives that are in the queue. I will share again. Just give me a second to pull it up. So in the issues, I think there's actually a board for this. Let me go to the board. Here we go, initiatives. So there's a bunch of initiatives listed in here. Maybe we can sort the label for any that are filtered by. And it doesn't look like any are tagged or tagged with our tag. A little mouthful there, but once the TOC has already kind of reviewed and kind of gone through initially some of these initiatives, but it would probably be good for us to go through and follow up with initiatives that we think either apply to the tag, because once the charter is accepted, it no longer becomes the TOC's responsibility to review initiatives for tags. That was only done to kind of kickstart the process for certain initiatives and before the tags were kind of kicked off. But once the charter is accepted and we're officially kind of kicked off as a tag, we as a group, the tag leadership with the tech leads and the chairs, are able to determine what is an initiative or not. So we kind of take over that responsibility and drive that. So if there's no more follow-up comments for the charter, while we wait and pending that, I would love to get thoughts from the group about reviewing some of these initiatives. We don't have to go through them all one by one in this call because it would take forever, but it might be something that I'm going to post in the Slack channel and just kind of ask everyone to kind of take a look, go through them and see, which one of these probably would apply to us and we should, take a closer look and review. Thoughts?
I have a thought about the approvals. So I checked yesterday with the TOC, or when it's on Tuesday, with the TOC in their meeting. So their idea is, I think it was differently communicated by Bob, but I still need to send out corrective communication. So the idea is the self-approval will happen after KubeCon, but if there is any initiatives that you really, really want to start working on before KubeCon, let me know and I'll get it to the TOC and ask them, we need this one approved because there's a team ready with their hands on keyboards and want to start working. So not to block you, but the still KubeCon TOC will decide, and I think there's going to be some TOC guidance about initiatives and during our meetings and so on. So hope that's
Perfect.
helpful.
Yeah, it is. Thank you for that clarification. Alrighty. Any other thoughts on this? Oh, Kashif, I see you on mute.
Yeah, just for the sake of keeping notes, would it be possible for you to copy paste this link that you are sharing in the notes? I have shared the notes in the message. But I completely agree with you. I think this is a good list to start with. I was more interested to actually maybe ask Rian that how shall this go? Because I have little experience. Maybe Dylan is more experienced in this regard. So is it so that after the charter is approved and merged, then what's next? And is there any guideline for someone like me who is new in this kind of workflow? So how does the process go? What is the next step that we should now follow? Is it so that we should right away start working with the initiatives and then start forming teams? And then whosoever is interested in particular initiative should only focus on that and then come back in a couple of weeks and discuss that with the broader team. What's the process here?
So, Kasif, you're not the only one new to this. All of us are new to this. So the whole restructuring of the tags, the initiatives, is a new thing. Previously, we had what they called working groups, and the idea of a working group was they should get something to go figure out, like the initiative does now. It's got a specific time frame, and then it finish off like it does now. But that didn't actually happen because working groups was spun up like the mentoring working group. Mentoring is never going to go away. It's a permanent structure. So that got replaced now by things like sub-projects. So if a sub-project, give you an example of a sub-project is tag security, will always do security reviews of projects. So they have a security review sub-project. So it's not an initiative, it is a sub-function of the tag. So initiatives, the idea there is you come up with a problem that needs to be solved in the community. For instance, there is no specific reference how to use this next technology in this type of scenario. And this tag is the experts on that specific field. Then say, okay, maybe a good blog post or a good short white paper or a website content of this would be very helpful. And then you say, okay, these 3 people, 4 people is passionate about this. They suggest the initiative. We're going to write this artifact and we need 3 months to do that. And this is then according to the initiative template explaining this is what we plan to do. This is the outcome what we expect. And this is the timeline. Then after KubeCon, once the training wheels are off, the tag is on their own, and they can say, yes, that sounds like a great idea, and it's aligned with what we're doing. And then you go off, that group go off, they write the initiative, and dependent on how the tag want to run it, they can say, okay, once a month, just come tell us how far you are and share your work or work in the open in this GitHub pull request or something like that. And then once the artifact is produced and the tag is happy, it's approved by the tag, you'll run it past the TOC. Specifically, if it's something, if you're going to write a implementation framework, clearly you need to have some sorts of agreement across the CNCF that is actually an artifact that CNCF want to publish. So it will probably then go up to the tag to just vote on it and say, yes, this is a good piece of work that we want to publish. For example, the Agentic AI group just finished an initiative where they wrote a framework, and that is now currently, as far as I know, in front of the TOC to review and approve, and once approved, get published. That's the outline.
Thanks a lot for the great explanation. So just re-asking maybe if I understood correctly. So do I understand correctly that we kind of now start thinking about all the initiatives, but then after the KubeCon is where we start rolling these initiatives and start actually contributing and writing, I mean, and thinking and those kind of things. But currently before KubeCon, we are only like listing those ideas that we need to take as initiatives.
If there is an initiative that you are chomping at the bit and it's time sensitive, you want to do it now, we can take it to the TOC and say, this thing for this reason, we want action ready by KubeCon. We've got 3 people working on it. It's going to be done in 2 weeks. I'm sure we can get it approved. So
Okay, yeah,
it's not that the initiatives are totally blocked, but yes, the free tag orientated thing starts after KubeCon.
All right, yeah, thanks a lot for the clarification. I think at least I remember that from previous working groups and tags, at least Dylan and if I remember correctly, Zing also had a couple of initiatives open. So, and then probably from the last meeting, if I remember correctly, Bruno also had some ideas to start actually working with some other folks. So I think we already have quite good list of ideas in that sense.
And also the positive thing about initiatives, if you have people joining the group and they say, where's work that I can do? You can say, well, we got these 5 or 6 in the backlog, which we think is good ideas. We just don't have hands to do it. People actually can walk into the community with some expertise and start working on a thing that's important for the specific community. So you don't only have to have an initiative, you have an owner. You can come up with ideas and they just stay in the backlog until they got owners that can execute them.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. Well, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. That clears it up.
Are there any other questions or concerns about initiatives in the process?
Something I might have missed and I can read upon, but the initiatives are approved by whom? I joined a little later. Is it just approved by the TAG leadership, or does the TOC have an opinion on it as well?
The short answer for right now, they're TOC approved. Once we get through KubeCon, there is going to be more guidelines and a better idea around how tags can self-approve certain initiatives with the TOC's guidance. So for right now, it's the TOC that's approving these just to kind of kickstart things while tags are getting up and running and we're working on our charters to properly scope what our responsibilities are, because without that, you don't really know what initiatives belong to which tags, et cetera, et cetera. However, if there are initiatives that either are carrying over or already in progress, or we're like Rian said, like we chomping at the bit to ready to kind of work on them already, we can kind of go to the TOC and ask for them to express approved things. As you can see, some of them there's already some initiatives that are accepted, some won't do, some are in progress. So that is how that's handled. But at some point post KubeCon, with proper guidance and guidelines from the TOC, we'll be able to kind of take on the responsibility to approve our own initiatives.
Understood. Thanks, Dylan.
So I just kind of briefly kind of poke through the initiative list. One of the things I'm kind of seeing here is there's a storage landscape V3 that might be a good candidate. I'm going to throw this in the chat as I see in here. I'm not really seeing much else that could possibly fall under infrastructure. Some of these, observability query language, that's probably more that's already tagged operational resilience. We do have the infrastructure lifecycle one that was an active working group for under tag app delivery prior. That's another one that I would ask the group to kind of review and revisit, and maybe something that we want. That might be a good candidate for one that we want to kickstart back up now, rather than kind of waiting post KubeCon.
Yep. Yeah, I'll take a look at that. Perhaps in terms of like being able to revisit it, see if we can narrow the scope a little bit as well, or break it down into different initiatives. But I'll take a look at that. Also, Nick Jackson and I had the idea of sort of suggesting an initiative around a survey to sort of get things started, something like state of the infrastructure. But we'll get together and produce an initiative and submit it here. Yep.
Okay, awesome. Alrighty. Any other topics that we that people would like to bring up or discuss while we're kind of in the waiting period with the charter? I know we've had some representation in the project reviews meeting.
Yeah, I
Go ahead.
reviewed 2 projects. Sorry, I was eating something.
No worries.
I reviewed the TerraScan, which is like a policy ESCO Czechoslovakia Canada project. I posted my review on there. I can quickly link it in here.
Perfect.
Because it's a very long response. TerraScan sandbox. I'll post it in the chat. You'll be able to find it here. And same for Infra DDS, another sandbox application, which I've been in contact with maintainers from. They changed the scope of the sandbox application, so I've asked them to update the application, and they were going to do that. Oh. So those are the 2 we reviewed. And I believe that TOC is going to close TerraScan and InfraDDS is going to just update it. And then I believe they were postponed by the TOC with a few months. Oh, but that's it. So InfraDDS, double D. Yep.
Double D.
Yep.
All right, got it. DDS. Cool.
Awesome.
One thing we'll probably want to do is thank you, Bruno. I know Nick has also been representing the tag infra in those meetings. I join when I can, but we should probably figure out a rotation within leadership to be able to say, hey, you reviewed some, Bruno, kind of rotating other leads, and so we're not kind of burning out the leadership all at once.
Yeah, it would be helpful. It's overlapping at like dinner time for me, so if we can rotate, would be nice. But otherwise, happy to do some of them occasionally.
Okay.
I would be also interested. Are we talking about project reviews now?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh,
Yes, we are.
I'll check and also join them.
Cool. Nice.
Can you explain a bit more what's the goal of that project review? I'm not familiar with the process.
Of course. Yeah. Maybe you can open the first link in the chat, Dylan, if you're sharing the screen. I think you are. I can see the top right avatar. Yeah, nice. So project reviews, Antonio. People submit projects for going through several stages in a CNCF, and they start in Sandbox typically. Okay. So this project is built by a group of maintainers, sometimes a company, sometimes individuals, and they want to sort of submit it to Sandbox in the CNCF, which is the first stage a project lands in. We as tech leads or chairs from TAG Infrastructure review those projects, whether they fit the requirement for Sandbox or any other stage that they would apply to.
Okay. Oh. No, I'm familiar with the process. I'm not familiar with the role of the TL or lead or whatever in this process. So I didn't. Okay, that's great. So we should subscribe to this and review because I see things.
Yeah, there's if you go to the LFX calendar, there's a sort of TOC project review meeting. You can subscribe to that one, and we just someone hosts, opens the board, and then whoever reviewed starts speaking.
Okay.
posted the link to there's a Slack channel. They meet bi-weekly on Thursdays at, I believe,
5 or 6 p.m. or something. Well, that's my time at least. I don't know what's your time.
yeah, it's the usual typical time of TAG CNCF meetings where we find the happy spot between European and East Coast, West Coast US. This is just one of the things that happened after the TAG reboot is that project reviews and specifically sandbox reviews took up a lot of time for the general meetings for the tags. So what happened is the TOC now owns this process. It's a sub-project. So project reviews are a sub-project, they're not an initiative. The difference between sub-projects and initiatives, just to kind of refresh, is initiatives are short-lived. They have tightly scoped deliverables. Once those deliverables are completed, the initiative shuts down. Sub-projects are long-term and continuously ongoing. So project reviews fit into this. A lot of the work here is around sandbox reviews, but however, projects moving from sandbox to incubation or incubation to graduation also follow this process. So this is a dedicated meeting on Thursdays, and generally the expectation is that the tags send a representative to these meetings. And so one thing I would like for us to kind of maybe work through, and maybe this is a goal for leadership and for our leadership meeting next week, is just come up with a rotation schedule. So not one person is overburdened with the workload of representing the infrastructure tag in these meetings, because this is still an important responsibility.
Yep.
Awesome. Any other questions about project reviews? And Bruno, thank you for doing a couple of these already.
My pleasure.
All right, going once, going twice. All right, with that being said, I would like to kind of open up the floor to any and all topics people want to bring up at this time, since we've kind of gone through some of the main agenda. Go ahead, Bruno.
Yeah. I'm curious who's gonna be at KubeCon from our group, or the attendees from TAG Infrastructure. I'll be there.
Yeah, I'm going to be there.
Cool.
I'll be there too. I will actually be there on Sunday as well for the Maintainer Summit.
Cool.
Those of you in TAG leadership, you're allowed to attend the Maintainer Summit. Usually it's only open to maintainers or people in the Kubernetes org. But if you're new to TAG leadership, I encourage you to come. It's on Sunday, so it's an additional day before the co-located events on Monday and the main conference Tuesday to Thursday. And it's a separate registration than the main conference. So you have to sign up for the main conference first, and then you have to sign up separately for the Maintainer Summit.
Where do I do that sign up? Is that in the same sort of flow as I sign up for the rest? Okay.
Let me pull it up real quick. It's under.
I Google it and you find it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's under features and add-ons. So if you go to features and add-ons, there's Maintainer Summit. The schedule's already been posted. As you can see, tag chairs, technical leads are eligible to join. And then the register button is right down here. Register now.
Thanks.
So
Thank
I'm
you
going
for
to post
sharing.
it. Yes. So I'm going to post this in the chat, and I'm going to also post it in the notes. I encourage all, but to remind you all, it is Sunday, so it is one day prior than the co-located events on Monday. So if you're traveling, you have to take that. You'll have to take that into account. It is an extra day.
I'll be there as well, and also in the Maintainer Summit. So stay there.
Okay, perfect. I had Kashif. Awesome. Okay. Anything else? One thing I am going to do is I will. Let me put my name on this. I'll follow up on Boots and the Project Pavilion. Previously, tags had booths in the Project Pavilion by default. I don't know if this is something where we're going to have to sign up to get a booth, or if this is something that is done for us. But I will run this down, and so we might have to have a schedule, or rotating schedule, or volunteers to kind of man the booth to represent the tag.
Sure.
While people kind of go around on the floor. But I'll follow up on this here, because we are getting close. You know, we're already in kind of deep in mid-September. The next thing we know, it'll be a week before KubeCon. So okay. Open floor again, and go ahead, Bruno. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you
I
off.
was going to say, do you need a list of people already, or have you clicked the list of people who would be available for staffing any of those booths?
It wouldn't hurt to have a list. I think we're kind of already starting figuring out who will attend. But I need to figure out first if booths are still a thing.
Gotcha. Yep.
I don't want to assume.
At least for the projects, they have already assigned the booths, the timing. So I'm not sure if it's still open.
Yeah, I will follow up there.
Okay.
All right.
I had to
Any other? Go ahead.
No, I had to drop. Sorry. Thank you.
Oh, that's all right. Yep. Feel free. Yeah, great to see you, Antonio. If there's no other open topics, we can adjourn the meeting.
Thank you for hosting, Dylan.
Thank you for hosting.
Not a problem.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
All right. Have a great week, everyone.
Likewise.